Bhagavate Sri Ramakrishna. Last evening, we studied in brief Swamiji's tremendous impact on India and the world at large. We know that Narendranath was the pre-monastic name of Swami Vivekananda. He was a precocious boy, a versatile genius with a phenomenal memory. He excelled in music, gymnastics, sports, and had acquired a vast knowledge of numerous subjects, especially Western philosophy and history. Swamiji had a wide knowledge of Ramayana and Mahabharata, the two great Hindu epics, and the 6 major schools of orthodox Vedic philosophy, namely Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Mimamsa, and Vedanta, and other schools like Jainism and Buddhism. He also had an in-depth knowledge of other religions like Christianity, Islam, Judaism, etc. Swamiji had mastered Western philosophers like Herbert Spencer, Kant, Schopenhauer, John Stuart Mill, Auguste Comte, and he also had a good knowledge of Aristotelian analysis and speculations. Now we see Swamiji in full rebellion against the Hindu social system. He saw that the whole nation was in bondage to the priestly caste. The net of caste and creed became intolerable to Swamiji. In this letter number 6, Swamiji raises doubts regarding caste, mukti or nirvana, then various schools of Hinduism, Buddhism, etc. So this letter was written to Pramadadas Mitra from Baranagore on 17th August 1889. Dear Sir, you have expressed embarrassment in your last favor for being addressed reverentially. But the blame attaches not to me, but to your own excellent qualities. I wrote in one letter before that, from the way I feel attracted by your lofty virtues, it seems we had some affinity from previous births. I make no distinction as to householder or sannyasin in this, that for all time my head shall bend low in reverence wherever I see greatness, broadness of heart, and holiness. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Here we see Swamiji paying respect, great respect to a householder like Pramadadas Mitra. He does not make any distinction between a householder and a sannyasin. So then Swamiji continues, my prayer is that among the many people embracing sannyasa nowadays, greedy of honor, posing renunciation for the sake of a living, and fallen off from the ideal on both sides, may 1 in a lakh at least become high-souled like you. To you, my Brahmin fellow disciples, who have heard of your noble virtues, tender the best prostrations. Pramadadas Mitra was not a Brahmin by birth, he was a Kshatriya, Kayastha, and Swamiji had many brother disciples who were Brahmins by birth, like Swamis Ramakrishna, Swami Sharadananda, Swami Akhandananda, Swami Turyananda, etc. So he says, my fellow disciples who are Brahmins by birth, they tender their best prostrations. Prostration means Sashtang pranams to you. Then Swamiji says, about one amongst my several questions to which you sent your replies, my wrong idea is corrected. For this, I shall remain indebted to you forever. Another of these questions was whether Acharya Shankara gives any conclusion regarding caste based on gunas. Gunas means virtues or qualities, as mentioned in Puranas like the Mahabharata. If he does, where is it to be found? I have no doubt that according to the ancient view in this country, caste was hereditary, and it cannot also be doubted that sometimes the Shudras used to be oppressed more than the Helots among the Spartans and the Negroes among the Americans. As for myself, I have no partiality for any party in this caste question, because I know it is a social law and is based on diversity of guna, merit and karma, result of past action. It also means grave harm if one bent on going beyond guna and karma cherishes in mind any caste distinctions. Here Swamiji issues an important warning to all the spiritual aspirants, to all the seekers of truth who want to transcend this guna and karma, who want to transcend all limitations. If they cherish in their minds any caste distinctions, they will always remain in bondage. So Swamiji emphatically says, if one wants ultimate freedom, nirvana or mukti, freedom from all fetters and limitations, one has to give up all distinctions regarding castes. So Swamiji very clearly says we must have no caste distinctions. Then Swamiji continues, in these matters I have got some settled ideas through the grace of my Guru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. But if I come to know of your views, I may just confirm some points or rectify others in them. One does not have honey dripping unless one pokes at the hive. So I shall put you some more questions, and looking upon me as ignorant and as a boy, please give proper replies without taking any offense. Here in Vedanta, in India, questions are always welcome. We don't snub or suppress questioning. Questioning always helps. It helps us in getting clarification. It amplifies our understanding. So questioning by a sincere seeker of truth is always welcome. So the first question is the mukti which the Vedanta Sutras or Brahma Sutras speak of one and the same with the nirvana of the Avadhuta Gita and other texts? Second, what is really meant by nirvana if, according to the aphorism, without the function of creating etc., none can attain to the fullest Godhead? Footnote. This is regarding Vedanta Sutras, 4th chapter 4:17. This aphorism is Jagad Vyapara Varjam Prakaranad Asannihitatvacha. That means having regard to the context which ascribes the threefold function relating to the universe only to God, and because the fact of their conscious mental distinction comes between that function and the liberated state, we have to conclude that the state of final liberation or mukti in the case of men is devoid of the capacity to create, preserve and dissolve the universe. So, if this capacity is reserved only for God, what is meant, Swamiji asks, by saying that in nirvana the human merges completely into the divine? So, according to this aphorism, this is a technical thing, highly technical thing. It needs an in-depth study. So, for all practical purposes, we can understand that only the Supreme Being, God, is endowed with these functions. What is that? Srishti, Sthiti and Pralaya. That is Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. The function of creating, preserving and dissolving the universe. Ordinary souls who attain liberation are those souls who become one with the divine, having attained liberation. They cannot become the Supreme Being. They become one with the divine. So Swamiji is asking this, raising this doubt. The third is, Chaitanya Deva is said to have told Sarvabhauma at Puri, I understand the sutras of Vyasa, that is Vedanta Sutras. They are dualistic, but the commentator makes them monistic, which I don't understand. Is this true? Tradition says Chaitanya Deva had a dispute with Prakashananda Saraswati on the point and Chaitanya Deva won. One commentary by Chaitanya Deva was rumored to have been existing in Prakashananda's mutt. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanam.